What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is your host, Timothy Adam Payne, the real T-Pain. This is my code, Papa Alpha Yankee 2163 Tango 020932. I work for OSD, which is the Office of Secretary of Defense and Joint Operations, and I have the evidence to prove it. So I'm gonna go right ahead and hold Niagara County in contempt of the people of New York State and the people of the United States of America while they are denying services and operating under the color of law, which would be a violation of 18 United States Code subsection 241 and 242, which is a conspiracy to deny civil rights and denying civil rights, while they effectively but have been caught committing aggravated identity theft, which is codified under 18 U.S. Code 1028 Alpha. And I'm just going to go ahead and read to the people what I have sent to Niagara County District Attorney. Dear sir or ma'am, I have been communicating with the accused and have to present relative evidence. I am a selected reservist, a volunteer, ranger with a 4-0 status. I've been communicating with multiple agencies in regards to aggravated identity theft and embezzlement to be classified as a dependent when I never authorized this. On top of that, your office communicates with Timothy Francis Payne, Michael R. Zosh. The Veterans Court is laundering identities. I am seeking justice and claiming my property rights due to volunteer status and being a priority party for the Department of Defense. This is verified and established in NARA. I have a right to review codified in 5 U.S. Code 702 and see if the law was applied correctly. On top of this, everyone that was confined in state psych centers were there under alias identities. The enlisted reserve corps is hijacked and the pensions are being stolen in real time. How does this office plead to these allegations? LexisNexis is tied to my home out of state and also connected to a pedophile in Onondaga County and another criminal in Okaloosa, Florida. I have rights, national civil rights. Your office needs to be inspected for fraud, waste, and abuse. I send my information to the North Carolina Attorney General for transparency and seek to have my rights upheld, while your office has been converting identities. I have sent my information to your office and have not received a response. I find business practices in New York State to be fraudulent and suspicious in nature. President Donald J. Trump had me released from federal custody as my rights were being denied. I want to be clear that I know people and have protection. I am merely a man seeking justice from the illegal conversion of my benefits, land bounty, and national citizenship. I am being stalked by Philippine nationals who are now naturalized citizens. Ex-girlfriend who knows probation officer Melvin Pasquale. On my orders, I have a branch code of 00, which is executive branch of the United States government. I've had my information embezzled for English and Liberian forces to overthrow United States personnel in their protected positions. When I was injured in Afghanistan, Michael Zosh was there. He is Timothy Francis Payne. And after disclosing this critical information to your office, as a state representative for the people of the United States, I hold you in contempt of the United States of America. This is codified in 18 U.S. Code, subsection 241 and 242, not limited. Command Sergeant Major Ray Miller has used my information, my security clearance, position, to murder military members from within in the Special Mission Unit, Delta, and his wife is Russian. Who are you serving? Is what an FBI agent would ask, right? I will not rest, so help me God, in the name of the living God, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, until order is restored. Timothy Francis Payne and his crew need to be held accountable for multiple violations and acts of war. I'm a Christian and wear my faith on my arm. I should spell that W-E-A-R. I'm a Christian and wear my faith on my arm, tattooed to my body as a testimony and reminder to follow the Lord. Life is a journey that can end in hell, which I avoid. I follow Galatians 5:22 and 23, KJV, King James Version. What does your office follow? The blind lead the blind, and when their leader falls, all fall. And yes, I'm counseling right now. Thank you for your time. Go and get a grand jury. Have time living in the law. Have time living in the laws your office is twisting. I should have reworded that differently. Have fun. Have a great time living in the laws your office is twisting. So have a great time. Have a great time. Now let's take a look at the evidence. So Timothy Francis Payne was charged with aggravated battery. Status was January 27th, 2000. My military retirement was revoked on January 27th. Yep, and it wasn't disclosed to me. And then I signed this DD-214 that was a fraud on February 7th. It actually coincides with the time frame of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. So they classified me as an unknown soldier from the status which they put on me. Timothy Francis Payne is also working with this other person that may be Timothy James Payne. But they changed his name to just Timothy Payne. And they modified this file on 9/11/2019, 2 months after I was arrested as an alias. Here's a picture of Timothy Francis Payne from Okaloosa, Florida. He resembles Michael Zosh. But let's also talk about Tracy Lynn Payne. So my ex-girlfriend, Tracy Lynn Highway, left me and started being psychologically abusive on me while she was defrauding my information with her crew of cronies who are actually Nazis. So you have Austria, right? Austria are the Nazis. On top of that, my security clearance was being used by this person, Ray Miller, who works in the JSOC, who did work in the JSOC, Joint Special Operations Command. And he was there when Master Sergeant Wheeler was killed. His wife, Yulia, she's Russian. And they infiltrated the Joint Special Operations Command while I was going through identity theft. Yes, I found out a few years after these things happened about the identity theft. Here's a picture of Michael Zosh, who is also Timothy Francis Payne, but a picture of him 20 years later. You can tell by the scars and his facial structure. And you could probably run his fingerprints to verify this information, but it might be jacked up because they were laundering my identity in the court system and probably in the state evidence systems. So, as I've done background checks, I know that Timothy Payne is the president of LexisNexis, which is in Ohio, where Michael Zosh is allegedly from. So I sent all my information to the Attorney General's office of North Carolina for my own protection. And my ex-wife is connected to Ray Miller. There's Ray Miller. And they may be saying they're Russian, but they may actually be Polish. So I think a motion to discover evidence is required, and it's valid to be researched. That way, the United States of America, the people of this nation, are protected from criminal activity such as this. I have land rights, and I'm a ranger, and I have lots of qualifications that are being stolen. So I will single-handedly request help from my superiors to get this corrected. In the name of Jesus.